Assalamu alaikum, welcome and thank you for joining us and continuing to join us throughout the month of Ramadan as we shed light to the beautiful lessons and the very important lessons coming from the story of Yusuf alayhi salam, which takes me to lesson number 6, which is with knowledge comes wisdom. In verse 6, Yusuf alayhi salam is informed that he will be chosen by Allah, that he is going to be chosen by Allah to deliver his message, and he will be gifted the ability to interpret dreams, and he will join his forefathers, whether it's Ibrahim, Ishaq, or his very own father Yaqub alayhi salam, in a chain of messengers who have been favored and honored by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. After Yaqub alayhi salam reveals the true nature of Yusuf alayhi salam's dream to him, it ends up with the remarkable statement that surely your Lord is all-knowing, all-wise. Yaqub alayhi salam outlines two beautiful attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which ultimately shape out our defining understanding of Allah and His divine decree. And that is, He knows exactly what He is doing with His infinite knowledge, with His ilm, as He is Al-Alim. And He does so with His wisdom of why and how it is done best for us, because He is Al-Hakim. So He deals with these two attributes that are very interchangeable. And when we know these two attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then we know He is all aware, knowing all things, and He also is all wise, knowing what's best for us when it's best for us. So it is as if Yaqub alayhi salam was preparing Yusuf alayhi salam for what was to come, because he knew that if God were to favor someone to such an extent, that He would only do so once that individual proved themselves worthy. And this would only be possible through a series of trials, a series of tests, as we see in the case of Ibrahim and Ishaq alayhim salam. An important lesson that we can take from this verse, though, is we might not know what is happening to us and the outcome of what is yet to come, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does know. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who sees everything before, throughout, and in the future. And that's why it's so important for us to know this attribute and trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He is the all-knower and He knows best. Now He is Al-Alim. He's the one possessing knowledge of what was and what is. Not only this, He also knows precisely why He has decreed something for us in that moment and why it is actually good, because He is Al-Hakim. He is the wise one. Now when we look for a deeper meaning, the deeper lesson for us to learn is that when we intend to impart any ilm, anytime we must do so with hikmah. Yani subhanallah, knowledge is beautiful and we work hard in gaining knowledge, but we have to also ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for hikmah, for wisdom, to utilize what we know and put it and instill it in the proper places, in the proper times. For they both go hand in hand. This is the best recipe, that if we can have knowledge and be of those that are wise, so we can work proficiently. Now there are many people who possess knowledge, but they don't possess wisdom. And this leads to their own downfall. As Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about wisdom, He grants wisdom to whomever He wills. Whoever is given wisdom has truly been given much good. Now we see even outside of Surah Yusuf alayhi salam, we see the story of Luqman alayhi salam. And Luqman alayhi salam was not a prophet of God, but he was a righteous man, a grateful man, and he was extremely wise. And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave him the status that he has. It is therefore imperative that we always seek to develop better understanding throughout our life, and that we try our best to act with wisdom when we act. Now, wisdom is God-given. This is not a skill from me and you by ourselves. This is something Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala blesses an individual with. So wisdom is God-given, and it is a quality that must be developed and nurtured with time. And age and experience play a huge role. It plays a huge role in the development of wisdom. So we need to be of those who observe, learn from our experiences, and grow from our experiences. And as it isn't an innate virtue, anyone who is interested in trying new things and reflecting on it overall possess the ability to gain wisdom, because we need to try things in order to learn. We need to fall in order to get up stronger. We need to be open to experiencing new things, because the more things that we experience, the wiser we will become through the learning of experience. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us a people that truly have hikmah. We truly have hikmah. And something that is very important for us to understand, something to keep in mind, is a small word said to someone with wisdom could bring that person closer to Allah. But another utterance, if said without wisdom, can push that person far away from him. So we should try our very best to act with wisdom. We should definitely seek knowledge and ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to grant us knowledge, but to bless us also with wisdom in order to do the right thing at the right time. Please stay tuned and follow Shaded for more of the lessons that are derived from Surah Yusuf. Jazakumullah kull khair, and thank you for your time, and I pray that you have a blessed day.